How compliance training protects your business. In today's highly regulated business landscape, compliance training is more than just a legal necessity. It is a vital aspect of risk management and corporate integrity. Compliance training ensures that employees understand the laws, regulations, and internal policies governing their industry. Without proper employee training, businesses expose themselves to legal penalties, reputational damage, and operational inefficiencies. This article explores how compliance training protects your business and highlights the consequences of neglecting this crucial aspect of corporate governance. The importance of compliance training: mitigating legal risks. One of the primary reasons for implementing compliance training is to mitigate legal risks. Regulatory bodies impose strict requirements on industries such as finance, healthcare, and manufacturing. Employee training programs educate workers about industry-specific regulations, helping businesses avoid costly fines and lawsuits. For instance, in the financial sector, failing to comply with anti-money laundering (AML) laws can result in hefty fines from regulatory agencies. Similarly, in healthcare, non-compliance with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act (HIPAA) can lead to significant legal repercussions. A well-trained workforce minimizes these risks by adhering to established legal frameworks. Additionally, businesses operating internationally must comply with global regulatory standards such as the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act (FCPA) and the UK Bribery Act. A lack of awareness or training can lead to unintentional violations, resulting in severe penalties and potential restrictions on international trade. Organizations that prioritize compliance training ensure that employees understand the implications of international business dealings and operate within legal boundaries. Enhancing workplace ethics and integrity. Ethics training is a critical component of compliance programs. Ethical lapses can lead to fraud, corruption, and unethical business practices, which can tarnish a company's reputation and lead to severe financial losses. Companies like Enroll and Wells Fargo serve as cautionary tales of what can happen when ethics training is overlooked. With proper employee training, businesses can foster a culture of integrity where employees feel empowered to report unethical behavior without fear of retaliation. This, in turn, helps prevent corporate scandals and promotes long-term business sustainability. Moreover, ethical business practices attract top talent and increase employee engagement. Workers are more likely to remain loyal to organizations that prioritize integrity and social responsibility. A workforce that understands and practices ethical behavior reduces internal conflicts and promotes teamwork, ultimately enhancing overall business performance. Preventing workplace harassment and discrimination. Workplace harassment and discrimination not only create a toxic work environment, but also expose companies to legal liabilities. Compliance training educates employees about anti-harassment laws, diversity policies, and workplace inclusion. For example, companies that fail to address workplace harassment may face lawsuits, loss of talent, and reputational damage. High-profile cases such as those in the #MeToo movement have demonstrated the importance of implementing employee training programs that educate workers on appropriate workplace behavior and reporting mechanisms. By fostering a respectful workplace culture, compliance training minimizes legal risks and enhances productivity. Employees who feel safe and valued contribute positively to the organization, leading to improved morale and higher retention rates. Companies that prioritize diversity and inclusion through compliance training also benefit from innovative perspectives and enhanced problem-solving capabilities. Ensuring data security and privacy compliance. In an era of increasing cyber threats, businesses must prioritize data security compliance. Training employees on cybersecurity best practices and data protection laws, such as the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) and the California Consumer Privacy Act (CCPA), is essential. Neglecting this aspect of employee training can lead to data breaches, financial losses, and legal consequences. A study by IBM found that human error is responsible for 95% of cybersecurity breaches, emphasizing the need for proper training to protect sensitive business and customer data. Additionally, companies handling consumer data must implement secure data management protocols. Compliance training ensures that employees understand how to handle confidential information responsibly. A well-trained workforce can recognize phishing attempts, prevent unauthorized access, and safeguard sensitive data from cybercriminals, reducing the risk of data leaks and financial losses. The consequences of neglecting compliance training. Hefty fines and legal penalties. Regulatory non-compliance can result in substantial fines. For instance, in 2020, Google was fined €50 million by the French Data Protection Authority for GDPR violations. Similarly, banks that fail to adhere to financial regulations often face multi-million-dollar penalties. Small and mid-sized businesses are also at risk. Many believe that compliance regulations only apply to large corporations, but regulatory bodies enforce policies across all industries and company sizes. Businesses that neglect compliance training may find themselves unprepared for audits or regulatory inspections, leading to costly consequences. Reputational damage. A damaged reputation can take years to rebuild. Companies embroiled in scandals, whether due to fraud, unethical labor practices, or discrimination lawsuits, often lose consumer trust and investor confidence. For example, Volkswagen's emissions scandal not only resulted in billions of dollars in fines, but also severely damaged the brand's credibility. Effective employee training could have helped prevent such violations by ensuring employees understood and adhered to compliance policies. In the age of social media, negative publicity spreads rapidly. Businesses that fail to uphold ethical and legal standards may face public backlash, resulting in lost customers, declining sales, and diminished brand loyalty. Compliance training mitigates these risks by ensuring employees act responsibly and uphold the company's values. Decreased employee morale and retention. A workplace lacking compliance training fosters a culture of confusion, misconduct, and dissatisfaction. Employees who feel unsafe or uncertain about company policies are more likely to leave, leading to higher turnover rates and increased hiring costs. Companies that invest in robust employee training programs cultivate a positive work environment, leading to higher job satisfaction and retention rates. Furthermore, organizations that implement compliance training create an environment of trust and transparency. Employees who understand workplace policies and ethical expectations feel more secure and confident in their roles, leading to increased engagement and overall productivity. Operational disruptions. Non-compliance can result in operational disruptions due to legal battles, government investigations, or internal conflicts. For instance, companies that fail to comply with environmental regulations may face factory shutdowns or product recalls, leading to financial losses and supply chain disruptions. Organizations that proactively train employees on compliance regulations can avoid these operational risks. Businesses that integrate compliance training into their corporate strategy ensure long-term stability and minimize costly disruptions. Best practices for effective compliance training. Regular and up-to-date training. Compliance regulations evolve, making it essential for businesses to provide regular and updated training sessions. This ensures that employees stay informed about the latest legal requirements and ethical standards. Interactive and engaging training methods. Traditional lecture-style training sessions may not be effective in retaining information. Instead, businesses should incorporate interactive methods such as e-learning modules, case studies, and role-playing exercises to make compliance training more engaging. Leadership involvement. Compliance training should start from the top. When company leadership actively participates in training programs, it sets a precedent for employees to take compliance seriously. Clear reporting mechanisms. Employees should have access to clear reporting channels for compliance violations. Anonymous reporting tools, whistleblower protection policies, and open-door policies can encourage employees to report misconduct without fear of retaliation. Continuous monitoring and assessment. To ensure compliance training is effective, businesses should continuously monitor employee adherence to policies and assess the impact of training programs. Conducting regular audits and gathering employee feedback can help refine training efforts. Conclusion. Compliance training is a fundamental pillar of business protection. By investing in employee training, companies can mitigate legal risks, foster an ethical work environment, prevent workplace misconduct, and protect sensitive data. The consequences of neglecting compliance training, ranging from financial penalties to reputational damage, underscore its importance. Businesses that prioritize compliance training not only safeguard their operations, but also build trust with employees, customers, and regulatory bodies. Implementing a robust training program is not just a legal requirement, it is a strategic decision that ensures long-term business success.